This is Julie.
Hi, Julie. This is Lieutenant Carter with the Sheriff's Office.
Hi, are you a lieutenant there?
I am, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Um, so I actually have like a large range of things that I want to mention, but specifically, maybe like set up something, but specifically, I'm calling about a crime that I've tried to report, um, and the officers that showed up didn't want to investigate, make any kind of, identification of the people that were out there shooting for later. They basically just started complaining. The guy just started complaining about me, about a police report that I had wrote about him 3 years ago when he cracked my door, and I got it on video. And all of this, and he went on and on about that while these guys basically were able to take their boat over to the boat launch. I told them exactly where that they were parked over there at the boat launch. If they weren't gonna, I'm not saying, if they weren't gonna make an arrest, they should have at least made an identification, so that when I can contact the boat, whoever was out there, I'm hoping the boat comes, if I ever see the boat going by. But that was the whole point of them, like that's their reasoning for basically not pursuing it, was that I was not the victim of the crime, is what they said. And I recorded my entire conversation. Well, not the entire conversation. I recorded the tail end of it. Unfortunately, they think so I got the most of it.
Okay.
With this deputy, I got everything except for maybe the first like few things that he said. But the second he just started going off, I started recording, and I do have all of that. I did post it on YouTube, not publicly yet. But he's just going on and on about me and how I'm a liar, and he hadn't even looked at the video yet. And I told him, I don't care what you think about me. Doesn't matter how you feel about me. I have video, okay? I have video. And the whole point, the whole thing about this is like, these hunters have actually shot at me several times. The first time they ever shot at me, I reported it. And instead of the hunters shot at us on a community dock, me and another neighbor, and I ended up with charges for obstructing the taking of wildlife for that. So it seems like at this point it is retaliatory towards me and malicious towards me, and especially the conversation that he had with me last night. I was like, dude, why are you so mad? And he's like, because you're a liar. Because you're a liar. And I'm like, why am I a liar? I said, this really happened. They shot at a boat. Guess what? I got video. I got video this time. I got video. Do you want to see the video? And he just kept going on and on. He didn't even care to see the video. This video was pretty shocking to me. I did have your sergeant look at it, and he said, it is absolutely insane what he said, actually, is that in the video he can't see the direct aim of the gun. This wakeboarding boat is the only thing in the area. They can see the boat coming from a long distance down the shoreline. They wait for the boat to get basically right in front of them. I know where the hunters are because they're on video. You can, they're in camo, but you can still tell where they're at because they're moving after that. So you can identify their location. You can identify the measurement of where the boat was when they shot. They waited for the boat to get right there. They shot, and then they started cheering about it. Like, woohoo! The guy on the wakeboard actually says, fuck! And then somebody else on the boat yells something at them. And then I yell, fuck you! What the fuck is wrong with you? And then when I tell the officer that, they're like, well, did the boat stop? It's like, okay, that at the very least is reckless endangerment. At the very least. If they can't make an arrest for, whatever, and at the very, very least, and that's what I told him, if you're not gonna just at least go over there and identify these people, then how are you gonna know who that is later on? You're asking me who the boat driver is, and that I need to go find out who the boat driver is and have the boat driver call the police, and then and then what about the people that just shot the gun, that actually committed the crime? Not the victim. What about the people who actually committed the crime? Don't you want to know who they are? You know, and I'm telling them that. Don't you want to go over to the boat launch and find out who they are? Because at this point, they're still over there with flashlights. You know, and they waited 40 minutes bitching and complaining about me for 40 minutes instead of going out there, going over there and actually, you know. So, and I felt super uncomfortable. And it actually really, really scared me. And that's why I decided, you know, it took me a few days to call because I'm not like a cop caller in general. Unless it's really serious. And I think, and I've had a few other instances with officers as well that I'm a little bit worried about as well. So now I'm starting to see why. Now, and I'm starting to put the pieces together here. And this guy is literally holding a grudge for 3 years because I filed a police complaint against him. That's
which
insane.
deputy went out there?
Deputy ESSLINGER.
Okay. Was there any other deputies with him?
There was other deputy, but he was calm and normal.
Okay. So this was 2 days ago?
Yeah.
Okay. On the 20th?
On the 20th.
Oh. So, Deputy ESSLINGER doesn't fall under my command. And his lieutenant comes on Monday. We have 2 different shifts. So we have a gold team and a green team. And Deputy ESSLINGER is on the green team. So they come back on duty on Monday. And I think it would probably be best if you spoke with that chain of command, so they can address the situation.
Okay, I just want somebody to actually investigate the crime, to actually take this crime seriously.
What did Deputy ESSLINGER, did he actually make connection with the people shooting?
No, he didn't. As a matter of fact, he went down to the boat launch while we were still talking to PEREZ. He went down to the boat launch for quite some time. I mean, like, I talked to PEREZ for maybe another, 15 minutes. He was still down there. Then we all left, and he was still down there, and then he left about 3 minutes after us. So he never tried to go down. So we're on the opposite side of the lake from where the hunters launched. We're at the private Evergreen Shores launch, and these hunters actually launched at the public launch off of Black Lake, 62nd or whatever it is.
Okay, so they launched over there. Did Deputy ESSLINGER go to that launch?
No, he did not.
Okay, he went to the private launch.
He never left where we were talking. I called, this incident happened at 6:30 when I called. They showed up at about 7, maybe a little bit before 7 or something like that. Anyway, we didn't leave until 7:28. That's what time was on my clock when I got in the car. And by this time, the hunters had already left the area, probably, most likely. I wasn't down at the launch at that time because I had to go let them in the gate because it's a gated park. So I had to, when I saw them, my boyfriend stayed on the dock videoing, and I left and went to let them in. And then they weren't interested in going down and seeing anything. They just immediately, he immediately got out, and basically he was super mad, for no reason at all. I mean, I know what reason, but he was super pissed. And when I asked him, I go, dude, why are you so mad? And he's like, I'm mad because you're a liar. And it's like, wait a minute, dude. This really happened, and I have videoed. Even before you call me a liar, I think you should actually see the video before you actually call me a liar. So, and then
Are you fair? What's your percentage of certainty that he didn't make contact with
I actually don't have any idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I need to make sure that maybe it has already been investigated. Maybe he did go down and talk to them and didn't follow up with you. So let me look a little bit more.
He definitely would not follow up with me.
Okay.
Yeah, I had issues with him in the past, 3 years ago, and it's crazy that I don't even remember him, I told him I don't even know you, and he's like, oh, you know me, and I didn't even remember him. So the fact that I don't know, it's kind of worrisome,
Okay, so this could have been investigated.
It could have been.
He could have contacted the boat owners. Okay. What's the address that you had called from?
7540 Lakeside Street Southwest.
Okay. let me do a little bit of research and let me give you a call back.
That would be cool.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.